You thought the show would last this long?
No. There, next one. I mean, honestly, if you had told me at the very beginning that it was going to last 5 years, I would have been, yes.
That's 5 times longer than any other show I've been on.
Yes, exactly. Mine too. I've never been on a show that lasted, more than a season and a half, and for it to be my show, our show, to make it 10 years, God, how lucky. I mean, really, it's been an amazing experience to be on a show where you love the people that you work with, you love the product that you're creating, and you love the process that you're doing it with. What more can I ask for?
A lot of people compare American Dad to a Family Guy ripoff. What do you think has set it apart over the years from being a Family Guy ripoff?
I'm not really familiar with Family Guy's work. But
I did work on Family Guy.
If there is a similarity, it's probably your fault.
I don't know if, I think that people at this point, yes, that is probably true. I think at this point that anybody who has any awareness knows how different the show is. In the beginning, there was definitely that comparison, but as time has gone on, I think that we've really, separated.
And some people say ripoff as a bad thing. I mean, there's a lot of good ripoffs, right?
There's a lot of quality ripoffs, but I don't think that obviously they have cutaways and flashbacks and all those kinds of things that we never have.
And we only have flashbacks.
We barely have a flashback. We'll do it. Yeah,
once an episode.
Right? No way.
No, not quite.
Are you helping?
Not hurting.
Okay. No.
Do no harm, right? That's a better quality code.
Is that what it is?
We're doctors.
We are doctors. Doctors of comedy.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, right. So, what's separated us? I think that our devotion to the characters, connection, time.
We were on later or earlier sometimes.
Oh wait,
we were on at 7. Sometimes we were on at 9:30.
Yep. No, we got moved around. We got booted. Yeah, Family Guy has always been there, and they've tried to replace us with many shows and have failed. And they even tried to get us off their network, and they did not. But they did not succeed to kill the show. As far as separation, I think that our devotion to characters and story, more than the cutaway jokes that are awesome, in short attention span theater that our world has become. But I think that it's a little bit more heavier,
yeah.
Deeper, more more clever. No, not clever. That's not the word. Let's think about this one. More evolved. Evolved. That's not really the word either. I'll come back with the word at the end.
Unique?
Yes.
Unique. Yes, thank you.
You got it.
No, go for it.
Are there any plans to kill off any major characters?
Gosh. Kill them off. Well,
I know we get one back.
Oh, yeah. No, we're not, we have bringing back a character, but I'm not going to say who, even though you probably all know. And as far as killing off characters,
we did that really the 100th episode.
Yeah.
The best one ever did.
Yeah, which is awesome because, we've already gotten picked up for our second season with TBS, and which means that we have 15 episodes per season with TBS because they do a much shorter stretch. But the second season will bring us to 205 episodes, so we'll have a 200th episode, which is kind of hopefully a pretty big event and crazy and fun.
Yeah.
With that change in network, is there anything you can get away with more on TBS?
Well, there's a phrase that I've been using.
He has a quote.
Yeah, basically.
To quote himself.
Right, to quote myself, we now get to say 2 shits and a douchebag per episode, so...
Nice. The freedom. Think of the artistic freedom we have.
Exactly. We've really been able to take advantage of it on a creative level.
Yeah, because sometimes you do say shit. It just makes it feel so much realer when you're watching the cartoon.
Well, that's true. But you also, you get to say that. Language, the material is mostly going to stay the same. We've always been a pretty edgy show, and we've gotten away with some things that some people would
for some reason, I think in every standards notes that we've gotten this year, it always reminds you that you shouldn't see any pubic hair.
Right.
So that's still something.
That's the line.
We actually did show pubic hair on Fox in the one episode.
A single pubic hair.
Single pubic hair that floated like a feather.
Right.
You've seen the movie.
Yeah,
Forrest Gump.
yeah, exactly. That was with 1,600 candles. And anything else we get away with? I mean, the subject matter is pretty much the same, but yeah, they let us show butts, which we didn't get away with on
Butt
Fox.
cracks even?
I think butt cracks even, yeah. So really,
So you can see the world
It's just
at
a winning. It's just a winning scenario. We can't. We're so grateful.
With the window open, can you give some examples of how you're going to push the envelope this season?
Well,
Without giving away too much.
we have an episode, even though we can't say that, we have an episode where Steve says, fuck you to his mom for the first time ever.
Yeah. Here comes a problem.
Yeah. So that's a relatable story. It started out as a story about Steve saying F you to his dad, but apparently everybody in the room felt that they had more experiences saying that to their mom.
Yeah, that was weird.
So that was a surprise to me.
That was true for me.
Pushing out other, I don't know about other examples of pushing it.
I feel like I'm pushing the envelope.
Right. The following, I can't
Like
talk
I'm
about. I
not
don't want
trying
to talk
to be.
Right. We're not trying to push stuff. We just kind of come up with stuff that we think is funny.
Are there any storylines that you presented to Fox that got rejected?
You mean to TBS? No.
Or to Fox that you can now use for TV.
Oh, right. No,
We haven't like the only thing that ever in years was the spanking episode. And that was, I think, that the studio did.
that's right. I totally spaced on that.
But we haven't brought it back. So maybe
No.
we can do that.
Yeah.
Spanking,
Yeah, spanking. I guess, but
Actually,
it's not even that.
we turned it into Missing Key.
Yes, we did. Yeah. Where Spank was like getting.
Right.
So.
Sorry, just going down memory lane.
No, I mean, apparently, nobody, everybody's just as crass as we are. So they're just willing to say yes to, whatever we want. And, I think that TBS is looking for an edgy show, and we already were that. And they're just kind of saying, yes, do what you do, which we're so happy about and grateful for and lucky.
Plus, now we're bringing the feelings again.
We are. We are emphasizing feelings.
We're going for fourth season.
TBS equals feelings.
Simpsons.
Yeah. Right. And while saying shit twice an episode.
Yeah. Hey, we get that.
No, yeah. It's been fun.
Dramatic act breaks.
TBS has been awesome. Yes, we have dramatic act breaks. I mean, a little bit of the difference is that the format of TBS is that we used to do at least 3 acts, and we still do 3 acts, but now TBS kind of runs one show right into the other, so we have to do 3 commercials in the middle of the show, which is a little bit more of a challenge, storytelling in a storytelling sense. But I think that once people get used to it, it'll be cool.
Will we see Sinbad return?
Sinbad will be back.
The ghost is Sinbad.
Ghost of Sinbad,
yeah.
If we could just get the real Sinbad.
If we could just get the real Sinbad into
that would be awesome.
because he is elusive.
He is elusive.
Yes.
What other special voice actors?
Oh, he can feel this.
Oh, yeah.
He knows all of
Tell.
We have Uma Thurman playing Gwen, who is Francine's Chinese sister, half sister, I guess, real sister of
adoption.
Francine's adopted.
Yeah.
She's adopted. Francine's adopted. So the parents' real daughter or birth daughter.
Birth daughter.
So it's her biological parents' daughter.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's her sister.
Still her sister. Still her sister. Yes.
Biological sister.
But not biological. No.
The one who's bad at math.
Francine.
Right, the one who's bad at math. Exactly.
And her parents are Chinese.
Who else? I think we have Ted Danson playing Shrink in an episode where
That's a good one.
it is a good one, where Stan has a near-death experience and feels very out of control in life. In order to regain that control, he ends up buying these little miniatures and like railroads, and ends up shrinking himself down and putting himself into that world, and the family goes with him.
Very controllable world.
Yeah, everything he can control. Until it's not.
Yeah.
Who else? We have...
by the way, the beginning was based on a World War II story my dad did.
Is that right? Wow.
Him
Would you
getting in the cab.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like a story. Okay, so Stan in the beginning, he goes to get a cab, and this young couple comes up and says, excuse me, we're in a great hurry, maybe use your cab. And Stan says, okay, please, I'm not in a big hurry. They pull out, Stan gets in the next cab, and the sign comes over and crushes the cab in front of him, but he just gave up, right? So that's why he freaks out.
Wait, that really happened? I mean, like...
That happened to my dad, but it wasn't a sign falling over.
Okay.
It was like doing the Blitz of London, and a bomb landed on the taxi in front and blew it up. And then my dad said he felt something burning on his leg, and he looked, and a piece of shrapnel had come in the top of his cab and stuck in the side. Wow. It's like hot.
Yeah.
So
off of that hilarious situation, we could, explore that and continue with it. Who else do we have on? We have Kristen Chenoweth.
Got all these famouses.
We got some famouses. Carl Reiner, Mickey Rooney's last role.
Second one. I think he recorded one of the.
Did he record? Oh, did he do? Maybe he may have done a movie, but virtually his last role. He was 92, so we've killed a number of actors. Yeah, Wendy Jo Sperber was her last role. Ricardo Montalban.
Really?
He was his last show that he did was American Dad. Yeah, no.
So there's American Dad curse going on.
Yeah, no. I mean, well, you were around for
That's my
10 years.
American Dad curse.
It's fine.
Cursed
I don't know who
to
else.
20 seasons.
I mean, there was a bunch of them.
What?
I think that was about it. I mean, we have more coming for the next year, but I'm going to hold off on.
Yeah. We're so far ahead that it's hard to remember.
Yeah, it's like, because we do...
We're like over a year
we're
ahead.
producing next season and this season at the same time, so it's kind of all gets a little bit jumbled in your head.
Any solo Roger episodes?
Oh, God. Solo Roger episode. Let me think for a second.
I'm only thinking of this season. I can't think
No. Where Roger... Well, we have a Wheels in the Leg Man episode.
Yeah.
We have... let me just grab my little, my little cheat sheet,
That's
so you
what
guys don't
Francine,
mind.
the family goes to Manhattan.
Oh, by Kathy Bates also.
Okay.
Roger. No, apparently we're not using Roger this season.
Oh,
No, apparently that's actually, I mean, not too many Roger alone episodes that I see.
We try not to make any episode really alone. We very rarely make it an alone episode. It's always somebody and somebody else.
How many personas do we have in this?
Yes, that's a good
Oh, jeez.
In the season that we're going to record? Well...
You want to tell them? Tell them. We have episodes, Steve and Snot join a karate studio. Stan and the fellow agents get caught behind enemy lines and become POWs. Stan and Francine go to Hollywood, and Stan gets convinced that he is the reincarnated version of an old Hollywood actor. So we're kind of exploring a little bit of reincarnation. So the Wheel of the Man. What else do we have?
Roger keeps the kids in cages.
Yes, Roger does keep kids. Yes, keeps everybody in cages.
He does that.
Roger. Haley and Steve join a roller derby team together.
Right, where Roger is the night manager at the ring.
Right, exactly. Good. Bring Roger in and all
we want to know what Roger's doing.
Right.
Wait, what was the first one you said?
I don't know. Haley goes blonde.
Roger, he's one of the tries to teach Steve karate.
Yes. At one point, American Dad is going to be bought by a Chinese billionaire, and from Seth. And in that story, Stan has forgotten Francine's anniversary. Surprise, surprise. But to make it the best anniversary possible, and give him some time to make it the best anniversary possible, he goes and commits her to an insane asylum. Yeah. Under a 72-hour watch.
Cycle.
72-hour?
Yeah.
She has 72 hours to forget to plan it again.
Yeah. It doesn't work out again.
Can I ask you guys?
Spoiler alert.
I'm going to ask you a question I asked Chris. He gave a fantastic answer. Let's see what you guys say. Do you guys have anything to declare? And you're not going to cussings?
What are you talking about?
I'm not sure
Just any sort of declaration you want to make.
Oh, like a Declaration of Independence kind of. A soapbox. This is our moment.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Well, it is pretty amazing to be able to like think up and put on pretty much anything we want. Like, that's what we've been given a chance to do.
Yeah.
And that's what we tell our writers, like, this is so rare that you can, we get very few notes because the studio network think we're doing it right. So we can really just have an idea and put it on TV. And that's crazy.
It's crazy.
I've never done a 17 years to this show.
Yeah. No, I mean, to be able to do it for 10 years, I mean, what more could you ask for? I mean, and to be given another chance. I mean, when we were on Fox, I felt like, you know, I kind of made this analogy that when we were on Fox, it was like we had these parents that, you know, had to put up with us, and now we've kind of grown up and we've moved out of the house, and now we've found the one, and we're gonna go have like this marriage and live happily ever after on TBS. And you know, I've been divorced, he's been divorced, so I don't know if it's gonna work out necessarily, but it's definitely so far so good, and you know, we'll see what happens.
Roger was not an alien. What would he be?
If he was not an
Not like
alien?
I guess he'd be probably a human. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he could be an animal.
What would he be?
If Roger was an animal, I think it would be a duck. I think it would be a duck
What
because
would you be?
I think it would be a duck because I think he's so adaptive. Ducks
Like
can fly
water off
and
the
go
duck's back.
water. Everything rolls off his
Yeah.
back.
But he's very sensitive too.
Yeah.
So he is sensitive to.
Right.
Okay, guys,
And,
we're
and
gonna wrap
then-
with that
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah.
Right, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for the time, guys.
Can I get a picture of you guys real quick?
Oh yeah.
Cheese.
Thanks.
Okay. You want us to?
Sure, yeah.
Sorry.